We're back. I don't know why that happened. Pretty dumb. Are we back? Arpan curated some dope people. I agree. Those were good times. All right, thank you, Rip. Okay, we're back. We are back. Let's move some stuff out of the way. There we go. Let's do a little wipe down of the board here. Wow. Welcome. I don't know what language that is, but hello. Polish. I see. Name of drink? Oh, yes, you're right. I didn't put the name. This is a one-piece drink, and we're calling it. Oh no, I need to make it smaller. Hang on, give me a sec. Make it a little bit smaller. Bop. Calling this Binks Brew or Binks Sake, but Binks Brew makes more sense in more languages. Yeah, it's not bad. I think I'm still good. I'm gonna tweak it some more, but it's not bad. And it hits the things that I want. Now I will say, I wonder if I wanted to switch back to the ginger. There are a bunch of dogs going crazy outside. You follow me on Watch on Reddit. Oh my gosh. That's cool. So you're used to seeing me play drums, I assume. Which, I mean, honestly, most people are, because that's my main thing at this point. But thank you so much for popping in. Best anime drummer. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I will get back to posting stuff on Reddit. I haven't done short drum covers in a while, but I will get back to doing those. Always ask for initial D songs. I see. I'm sorry that I haven't done any of those. I'm sorry. I do them on Twitch. If you want to ask for initial D stuff on Twitch, I'll do it there. We used to swipe through Arpan streams all the time. Interesting. Okay, right. So I'm gonna do another. Did Reddit end its live streams? It did. Yeah. So the thing about Arpan streams on Reddit is that it was fairly easy if you knew how to kind of game the system. It was fairly easy to get pushed up to the front page of Reddit, and so then to get pushed in front of literally tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of people. So it was cool because a lot of little creators were able to find ways to reach large audiences. But I do kind of get why they stopped doing it, because I feel like as soon as some big creator or a company, like a big corporation, found out how easy it was to do that, it would just be flooded with corporate bullshit. Or some other kind of spammy garbage. Walmart ads. Right, yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was a really fun time. Yeah, so I'm going to do a poll for the next anime that you all want me to do a drink from. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the sub. Poll. Ugh. Poll. Ooh, my computer is struggling. This is just a little laptop. I'm really putting it through its paces right now. I need a better computer to be running the stream off of. I don't want it to lock up my camera again. Please. Please run the poll. Please. Please. No, it's like frozen now. We're starting over. It's really struggling. Bland-S gang. We could do it. If it gets the votes, we can do the Bland-S. Smile, sweet sister, sadistic surprise service. We are stire. Okay. Please work. Please work. Okay. What? Oh, God. Next. Attack on Titan. Death Parade. Death Note. Bland-S. Please work. Yes. Okay, poll is live. Cast your votes now while I talk about... Let's see, what am I going to talk about? Do I have a thing to just like go on and on about? Oh, Mustang fell over. Sorry, Mustang. There we go. Ooh. Feeling this starting to hit. I've talked a lot about rum. What haven't I talked about? I could talk about whiskey more. You guys know about whiskey? Whiskey is basically just a grain spirit that has been aged some amount. Bourbon. Let's talk about bourbon. A lot of people think that bourbon needs to be made in Kentucky. That's not true. Bourbon just needs to be made in the U.S. And it needs to be the mash bill, which is to say the blend of grains, has to be at least 51% corn. So it has to be majority corn, at least 51% corn. And it has to be aged in a unused but charred oak barrel. There isn't a specified amount of time that it has to be aged for. It just has to be mostly corn, spirit, aged in a new charred oak barrel. There's probably a couple other stipulations, but those are the main points. So you can have, Death Note. Okay. Death Note. All right. I do have the ingredients for this. This one will be easy to do because it's 3 ingredients. And again, it will be interesting to see if it's any good. But hang on, let me talk about whiskey for a sec. So if you have a whiskey, vodka, only vodka. It has 3 ingredients: vodka, and more vodka. Wasn't that? Oh God, there's a shoot. There was an anime where it was like there was a drink. There was like, oh, it's like blue water or something, and like it's in a glass, and the guy was able to like set it on fire. Anyway, that's just vodka. That is death. That's true. That is death. This is hitting a little bit. I feel it. This is hitting a little bit. All right, let me assemble my small amount of ingredients. So, Death Note. It almost seems too obvious. Like, this is one of those drinks. I hope this ingredient is still good. I think it is, because it's a lot of it's vinegar. We're going to take a sniff of this, and if it's not good, then we're going to make something else. Grand Blue. Thank you, Lava Lamp. Grand Blue. Yes. Tea, that's what it was. Okay. Got it. I've seen the clip, and I forgot what it was from. This is... Hang on, let me take a sniff. Smells good. It smells right. One big looking mug. Kimber. Hello, Kimber. Yes, this is my barrel mug. This is my one-piece barrel mug. I made a one-piece drink in this. It's right there. Binks Brew. I made it with Jamaican rum and lime and cinnamon and grapefruit. Grapefruit Radler. Grapefruit beer. It's very tasty. I think this is good. I think it's good as is. Easy to drink. It's not very sweet. Any rum-based drink got to be good. Hey, I like your style. What was I gonna say? If you want it sweeter, you can add more cinnamon syrup. But as it is, I think it's nice that it's a little bit on the dry side. And wow. So again, this seems almost a little bit too obvious, but this is called, well, it's not a catchy name, Gods of Death Love Apples. And it's just apples. It's a bunch of apple stuff. So this cloudy mason jar right here, this is an apple cinnamon shrub made with, it's basically shredded apples, cinnamon sticks, and sugar sitting in apple cider vinegar for any amount of time. The longer it sits, the better. Apple shrub. So this is our sweetener. Our base is Applejack or apple brandy. And I can talk a little bit about Applejack and why it's called Applejack. Fun fact: so you hear about Applejack, like Apple Jacks. I assume the cereal Apple Jacks comes from Applejack. For a while in like the original American colonies, was like the preferred spirit. In the early Americas, they liked gin, they liked brandy, whiskey. I think took some time to get a hold. First it was rye. Bourbon came along later, but Applejack was the big thing in New England, in the original colonies, and it's called Applejack because it is an apple distillate. It is an apple brandy. Brandy is really just a spirit fermented and distilled from fruit. So cognac, you hear memes on the internet. Well, okay, the meme is champagne, but the thing with France is they protect their products in their specific regions. So cognac this is very simplified, but it's effectively grape brandy made in the Cognac region of France. But it's effectively wine that is distilled and aged and blended. Now, Applejack is apple brandy, so you make an apple wine. You take apple juice and you ferment it, and then you distill it to, again, the distill concentrates the alcohol. That's how you make it now. That's how you make an apple brandy. But the reason this is called Applejack is because back then they would do something called jacking or jack distilling, which today sounds dirty, but that's not what it means. I just put that together now. They used to just make apple cider and then they would jack all night long. Okay. No, it uses. This is in New England, so it got cold. It uses freezing. So ultimately, again, what you're trying to do with distilling is to remove water because to concentrate the alcohol. The whole way that a still works is that you heat a vessel and the alcohol evaporates and the water stays behind or evaporates later, and so you're able to grab the alcohol vapors and condense it back down. But with jacking, you just take your fermented apple juice, your boozy apple cider, or apple cider as people in the rest of the world would call it, and leave it out in the cold, and the water would freeze, and the liquid that was left was more alcoholic. Now, there's problems with that. There's a whole science, and I'm no distillation master or chemist or chemical engineer or anything like that, but I'm sure you all have learned at some point in like grade school or middle school, high school, whatever, among things that are created when you ferment, when you make alcohol, there's two main kinds of alcohol. Ethanol, which is the booze that you drink, and is still poison, but to a lesser degree. And methanol, which is the stuff that if you drink it, it can make you blind. Bathtub gin and all that stuff. So when people are putting their wines and stuff into a still, they know how to take out the bad stuff and leave in the good stuff. Again, I don't know the science behind it, but you know that people know how to strip out the methanol and just leave the good stuff. With Jack distilling, there was no way to separate it out, so it was very dangerous. If you didn't know what you were doing, you could leave a lot of methanol and other unwanted bad juju in your finished product, and yeah, bad. Don't do it. So that's why you don't see... Oh, God, I've got a whole rant. You don't see literal Apple Jack anymore. That's why Laird's, by the way, is an old company from New Jersey. They're like one of America's oldest distilleries, which is pretty cool. They call it straight apple brandy. They do have a product called Applejack, though, and you need to watch out for that because it's mostly not dangerous. It's mostly neutral spirit. So basically vodka. So your straight apple brandy is 100% aged apple distillate. And because it's also, this particular one is also bottled and bond. There's a whole thing about bottled and bond. That is an American tradition of, it's basically a governmental mark of quality. So if you get something that's bottled and bond, it is guaranteed to be 50% alcohol or higher. It's guaranteed to be 50% alcohol. It's guaranteed to be aged a minimum of 4 years, I believe, and it is the produce that was used to be fermented and distilled into this product was all created in one growing season. So all the apples that were fermented and then distilled into this apple brandy were all grown in one season. This Old Granddad bourbon, bonded, bottled and bond. It's also 100 proof, 50% alcohol. We can talk another day why proof is just ABV times 2. We can talk another day about why that is. But this is bottled and bond, so it is 50%, and all the corn and whatever other grain was used to make it was all grown in one season. Same thing with this Old Overholt bottled and bond. Rye, mainly rye. I think there's some other stuff in here too, but again, that's the main difference between when you hear about rye and you hear about bourbon. Oh, man, we're really going on a whole thing. That's okay. I'm kind of drunk, so I should wait before I make another drink. I say as I take another swig, that's good. That's it. Oh man. No, I did a good job with that. This recipe is good. This is good. Let's talk for a moment about whiskey. Now that I've talked about Bottled and Bond, because again, Bottled and Bond is an American thing. I have Twitter. I do. God damn it.